with Ross Cairns, coach to Megan Keith at Scotstoun for the GAA mile. And Ross, what an exciting moment for Megan Keith, named today in the GB and Northern Ireland team for the World Championships in the 5,000.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just absolutely amazing to see Megan just develop into that performance last Sunday. And then obviously getting the news today that she's selected for the Worlds at 21 years old. It's stuff of memories you make when you start doing these type of performances. And I think she's just been amazing I think this whole track season's just been really, really good for her.
Yeah, and I think what we're trying to say to you just sort of off camera was a good summary might be that, remarkable though it is, it's not that remarkable for those of us who followed her career over quite a number of years in Scotland, and people will remember her winning regularly in cross country at Falkirk and Kirkcaldy and so on.
I think she's a great exponent of when you decide that you want to maybe progress your athletics and never mind going into competitions but actually maybe vie for medals or place in teams. You know, I think the last year under 17s, I think was the first time she ever graced a podium in a Scottish sense, and it's just been work in progress. She really gets that whole thing about it's patience that you want to develop. That's probably the number one key thing that you want to do as a young athlete, is just develop patience. It's hard to do because there's so many competitions, there's so many things about, and you want to just go and run all the time with your friends and compete. But I think she's a brilliant example, multi-sporter as well. She was very, very highly ranked in orienteering. She did rowing when she was younger, and she comes from a running family. Her dad was a very, very accomplished hill runner. And so it's just a really, really good example of someone, and it's probably, I would say, a minimum 9 to 11 years to go through that kind of stuff.
Well, that's interesting, and I think the enjoyment has been key. But even in 2023, I'm thinking, you know, she's been to the World Cross. She's been to the Euro Under 23 Championships and won on the track there, and then she's run well in the Diamond League. So there's 3 or 4 highlights that could, to top that in Budapest, would be quite something.
Yeah, I think probably looking at it, metrics isn't a big thing for our whole group, never mind Megan. So I think one of the major things is when she goes into competitions, it's a race against you and your competitors rather than times or things like that. And yes, when it gets to the business end now, you start thinking about places when she's developed into that 8th, 9th, 10th year of development. But it's just really, really good to see that it's someone that is willing to run and really enjoy herself first and foremost, and then it's the kind of the thrill of just competing against other people of a similar ability. That's the thing that why she really does so well, and why this year's just been an unbelievable year for her.
And probably just finally, if you don't mind me saying, you know, with you working in the sort of grassroots ends of the sport and not in the central belt, what kind of sort of role model or inspiration do you think she can be for sort of anyone anywhere almost?
I think for the whole of Scotland, it's like, I think I remember back in Dublin saying to the guys, you know, it doesn't matter, you come from the north of Scotland, you can get where you are. And I think that applies to the whole of Scotland. Scotland's small, and you look at it in the UK sense, we're the size of an English county. But if we pull together, I think the main thing for all of us is that we kind of all know all the coaches that are here. The athletes know all each other from 15, 16, 17 years of age, and they grow up together. Our university or education system's quite small, even though it's got a large pool of athletes. And I think we all pull for each other. I think that's one of the main things that I think helps Megan and countless others go through there. Plus the inspiration of the guys. We've had 2014, we had 2012. She's the generation that's seen those 2 sets of major competitions in the UK. And so watching your heroes and realising your heroes are at a local Scottish club and then trying to follow that, I think has also been quite a strong thing for Megan and moving to the next stage in her career.
Thanks, Ross.
Okay.